A bunch of people found out about the mutiny. About, I don't know, 100 years ago, 200 years ago, some time ago, there had been a mutiny. I'd been denied. I had been hunted. I had been killed. I had been tortured for no reason. And a bunch of people found out about Rodney and Rick Bush and about everything else. They found out about how I had invented aircraft, how I had invented this and invented that, and how I had paid for all these wonderful things, and how I had been so right and been so wonderful and been so caring and been so loving, and had actually genetically engineered them. And they had found out about the cover-up. And they'd found the proof of the cover-up. And that how like 80 years ago or 50 years ago, Nixon and a bunch of other people had mutinied against me and killed me, or tortured me, or done something horrible to me. And they found out that their epic creator is here on Earth and with them, and a small little child. Anyway, so they found out about me, and they found out what had happened, and about the horrible truth of what Nixon and the takeover and the killing and everything. It was all there in the facts and in the pictures. They found out about it. And so they decided to do something about it, which is cool. Love you. So a bunch of women, a bunch of other people tried to support me in the best way they could. Because when I changed my name to Brian, a lot of people said, well, you don't really exist anymore. You're Brian. You're not Lucifer Star. And so someone else took my name and said that he was Lucifer Star. And it was really bad because he ran around and he was a real monster. And realistically, he just had a gun. So anyway, a bunch of kids were like, but his name's Brian now. And he even says he's Brian. And so they created the Brian spaceship and all the other stuff. And I wanted to fly again. Anyway, so a lot of different things happened. And it gets really crazy and weird. And basically, and then pretty much I'm very right. I'm extremely right. I'm so effing right that it's not even funny. And I'm such an epic creator that's so wonderful that almost anything is possible. And video games and paintball and lots of fun and water skiing and clean water and everything is possible and very easy. And would have been easier, but a bunch of people went around and killed a bunch of scientists who really knew what was going on and were really awesome. But they killed them. And all technology was lost because they're psychopaths. Anyway, and they decided to deny me. Anyway, and then they were hunting down anybody, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, it's Richard Nixon, JFK, and all these other horrible people. Anyway, and some people in Russia. Anyway, though, so basically finally a bunch of old people decide, oh, okay, we'll do it. We'll make good on our promise. And so they make good on their promise. And they build a spaceship, or encourage other people to build a spaceship, or something. So anyway, so eventually Brian is built. The Brian spaceship, the Brian shuttle is built anyway. And yay! I'm kind of known about it. I get my paper in my name in the newspaper and in the magazines and stuff. Brian. So anyway, it's a small little gift to me, I guess. Basically saying, here you go. You were real. We do love you, and it's a small, whatever sacrament to basically homage to basically who I am, who I was. Anyway, so people know my name is Brian, and there's still the question of where Brian is. Anyway, and all that other stuff. So, anyway. It's very complicated. But yeah, after 75 years or 80 years, Russia finally kind of makes good on their promise. A bunch of old people finally decide to let the kids to go ahead. Oh, okay, fine. You can have access to that or whatever. And they let them know about some things about what happened in the past. Nowhere near enough, though. But anyway, so the Brian ship is built. And in 1990, it makes its debut, or 1980. The most advanced space shuttle ever, basically. And but it still can't land on its own. The computer power isn't there, unfortunately. They get close, but the shuttle flies just fine and can land. But the rocket engines can't land because they only bend like 15 degrees or 5 degrees or something like that, and the engines can't bend enough to actually be able to maintain its balance. So it crashes every time. If it had a little bit more maneuverability in the engines, like the LS F ship had 35 degrees of deflection with the engines. People would be like, how the fuck is that possible? Big old 80 foot wide engine, 80 foot wide engine cone, and it could deflect 35 degrees. And the truth was, it used some sort of cone flux. So it used the thrust to actually move the engine. The engines were actually on pivot points, so they just pivoted. It didn't use a control surfaces or anything else like that. No, it was too massive. There's too much weight. So it used thrust variances to basically get the cone to kick out from underneath it. So it could go, like pitching a hose. And it could shift 35 degrees or something like that. And it basically balanced its cone basically like that. It was a very complicated system or something like that. It's very advanced, I think. If I'm right, I think it used cone thrusting or whatever. So it could actually like deflect with the, with what's called. I forget how exactly it did it, but it did it basically. It was very, very sophisticated ship actually. Simplistic but sophisticated. It was built thousands of years ago. Anyway, though, and it's somewhere on a planet. You should go take a look at it someday if you ever get a chance. It's in a huge hangar along with a couple other different pieces of work. I thought it was here, but I guess not. Well, I remember now this other planet that loved me more wanted it because they're like, hey, we came from that ship, literally. So you can have the creator, and we'll take the rocket ship, and you can have the shuttles. So Earth got the shuttles, and me, and this other planet got the rocket ship, and the LSF basically, which was repainted the ALSF. Yeah, ALSFA, basically ship, and it's this great big huge shuttle about 1,200 feet wide or some great big huge wide. They tried to say it was only 600 foot, but no, it was 1,200 foot at least. It was really, really huge. I mean, massive. Like you stood, they have pictures of people standing next to it, and it's like solid wall of white and black, and it's fucking huge. I mean, 80 foot wide diameter rocket engines, the biggest rocket engines. There might even be a 120 foot rocket engine one. Anyway, there's a couple variants of it. Like I said, I built more than one. I built quite a few, and each one was bigger than the last. But not necessarily built by humans. My exoskeletons built a lot of stuff for me. Anyway, we cruised around the galaxy here and there, spreading life everywhere, and it was great. It was wonderful. Many, many years of my happy existence as a ship and a computer. And like I said, later on when I became Brian the human, we built a little shuttle called Brian. And it was cute because I was cute and small. Anyway, though, so my people have kind of stayed with me a little bit. And I was kind of known about it a little bit. And I'm Epic Inventor and Epic Lucifer. So anyway, eventually we did the International Space Station and all kinds of other stuff. Just mess around, It's like we're on Paradise, basically. So where are you going to go? There's no one better than Earth. It's the best of the fleet of planets. There's no better planet to be on. Everyone wants to be on Earth. Other planets have made themselves nice, and I've improved them to make them nice too. But basically, Earth is the nicest of them all. It's where I am, and where it's paradise, basically. So, anyway, and a bunch of people wanted to make Paradise Lost. But anyway, though, but there are other planets out there, lots and lots of other planets, thousands, millions, billions, and a lot of them have humans on them. A lot of humans that just cruise around the galaxy, the universe. A lot of other alien life forms that cruise around the galaxy, the universe. It's a big, big, wide open place, and there's millions and billions of planets, and all you need is a star. Is one of those LSL shells. And basically, you can start your own sun or your own star and your own matter creation process. And basically, that's what they're for. You just shoot a couple of those in one direction, and then you follow them. And basically, they pick up matter, and basically 100 trillion years later, you have a star system, kind of like here. It takes about 100. It takes about a trillion years or a couple billion years, but basically, yeah, it'll just keep making matter or collecting matter until it basically is something special. And then you can cool it off or do whatever with it. And basically it's minerals. It's metal. Smelter. Anyway, for the long run, the AI life forms use those things, basically. It's how you build metal in space. So, yeah. Anyway, and I'm Brian. That's how I know about them. Because I'm Epic Solar System and Galaxy Creator. And Lifeform Creator, too.